Your daily life tells the truth, even when your words won't. So you could think that you're lying to somebody, but you're only really lying to yourself. Because your daily life is going to tell you the truth, even when your words won't. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, y'all. It's your boy Kevin B. the Brand, and this is another episode of Dear Legacy. Episode 10, y'all. We finally made it to double digits. And if this is the first time you're here, guys, this is not just a podcast. I say it all the time. This is an open letter to ourselves, to who we've been and who we're becoming along the way, right? The goal is simple, just to slow down, to think, to reflect, and to move through life with intention. Because legacy isn't something that we're leaving behind. It's something that we're living every single day on this journey, right? And that's what the space is for. The space is for us to slow things down a little bit and really think about the life we're living and how we're living it. Because a lot of us sometimes we're moving every day, but working and building and showing up. I'm sorry, guys, my allergies is acting up. Can't stop my eyes from watering. So if it looks like I'm crying, it's not me being emotional. It's my allergies. They're acting up. As cold as it is outside up here in New England, my allergies are still acting up. But I digress because I want to make sure that we understand that this isn't just another podcast. It's a journey that we're taking together, and we're moving through life every day, working, building, showing up, doing what we're supposed to do in this thing called life, right? But we don't always stop to ask ourselves simple little questions, right? Am I living the life that I actually say that I want? Is it the things that I'm doing every day? Is it aligning with the things that I say I want this life to be, right? And sometimes if you we've like I said, this is episode 10. We've done 2 volume recaps, and we just keep talking about certain things that, whether it's something that I'm going through or something that I heard somebody else going through, I take it back to this microphone, right? Because in life sometimes I think we don't really talk the things out loud. We show people the end results, but not the middle, the beginning, right? And this journey is about slowing down to make sure that not only we're doing what we say, that we're trying to get to X, whatever X is. From my 9 to 5 is the promotion. If we're in school, it's the graduation. If entrepreneurs building something, it's the parenting. It's so much, everything that's evolved in this journey of life, and we bring it back to you guys, right? And I know I've been promising you guys guests. I'm lining them up. I promise you guys, it's not just going to be me. I want you guys to hear from other people that are doing it also, because I'm not doing everything that you might be wanting to do. So I'm going to be bringing people on and seeing how we're doing this journey of life together, not just what we're working towards, but actually accepting along the way. Because the truth is, most of us don't end up where we're at by accident. We end up where we're at based off of the things that we allow, how the things that we keep repeating in our everyday lives, and what we actually commit to, even if we're not thinking about it. And when we're really breaking that down, it starts to point out a few things when we're on this, who we're actually becoming along the way while we're doing this journey, right? The people in the environment that surrounds us, that we put ourselves into, because some of these things we actually put ourselves into, right? It's not something that, like I said, it doesn't happen by accident. This is by pomp and circumstance. This is where life puts you at, or you chose to be in this situation, and how you're actually building your life with intention. It does matter by the things that you surround yourself with. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. And if I'm being honest, sometimes we say we want one thing, but our daily life is showing something completely different. We say we want growth, but we stay in the same environments. We say we want better, but we tolerate and do the same patterns. We say we want to be building something meaningful, but we're not always moving like it. And that's not judgment. That's for me also. If you're taking this journey with me, if you follow me on social media and the thought of the days and all this, I'm part of the problem also. And this is why I'm going to put myself out there to tell you, like, this is where I'm falling short. This is what I'm noticing in my everyday life as I'm on this journey. So if I'm going through it, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. I'm the one lone weirdo by myself out here on this island. This is more about awareness. It's no judgment ever. Because once you start paying attention to what you accept, what's around you, and how you're actually showing up every day, you start to see something that everything is interconnected with itself. That's how we're becoming who we are now. The people that we're keeping around us and what they're bringing to our lives. This thing is being built in real time. Every day you're waking up and building towards this thing. Leads me to what we're going to be talking about today. Not just what you want, but what life actually is reflecting. Because at some point, you got to stop looking at the future version of your life and start being honest with the current version of how you're living. Before we get into anything else, I want to start with something like that. Sit in the foundation of all this. Who we're becoming. Because before you look at your circle, before you look at what you're building, you've got to take a real look at yourself. We've been talking about this stuff over the past few episodes. It starts with you, your standards, your habits, your mindset. I remember vividly. I was just talking to somebody because we was in a group chat, and then something happened in a group chat, and we privately started talking about it. Yes, people, it does happen. Just because it happened in a group chat, there's somebody else having a sidebar conversation about what just happened in a group chat. But it was something, and I don't want to divulge the story because people know exactly who I'm talking about. But somebody dropped something in a group chat, and it was meant to be motivational, but other people didn't take it like that. They took it as, well, you have the means to do this, so you're just kind of rubbing it in. But I looked at it as like, damn, that's kind of dope. I would love to be there. Or that's what I'm actually striving for. You know what I mean? Or it has nothing to do with what's aligning with my vision and my journey, right? But the mindset thing of certain people, it's like, why did you take it as a negative as opposed to the person within your circle? They're there to motivate you, you're assuming. But then I started realizing, like, oh, this thing is a mindset thing. This anything that we're chasing after, no matter what, the difference of most people making it and others not making it, not all the time. Sometimes life is just life. And it just wasn't meant for you, or you're just not designed for whatever it is that you're chasing. But your mindset plays a massive part. You know, people say all the time, you got to talk what you want into existence. Does that always mean if I say I want $1 million and at some point I'm going to get $1 million? No. You probably in your lifetime has passed through $1 million without you even realizing it. But your mindset dictates how you're going to move. Right, wrong, or indifferent. Again, life is going to put you in certain circumstances that mindset isn't just going to be enough. I'm not going to lie to you. Because when you have certain things that's piled up on you and you're trying to dig out, sometimes you're just going to keep digging. It's unfortunate. That's just how life is. But if your mindset is right, no matter how daunting it may be, you'll get through it. It's all about the standards that you're going to accept. So let's start there. Something that shapes us more than we even realize in life is a standard that we accept. Because whether we realize it or not, everything in our life right now is connected to a standard. Whether you set the standard or somebody else set the standard for you. I would like to believe that you should set your own standard. Because when you set the standard, you're not going to accept anything and everything. If you know what it is that you're trying to go to, if you know what you're trying to work towards, you're going to set the standard that's best suited for you. And then you adjust from there. Now, I'm not saying you're going to set your standard and you're going to go into your job tomorrow and tell these people this is what it's going to be because this aligns with my standards. They have their standards. You chose to fit into their standards, which is fine. If that's the career path that you're going on my 9 to 5s and all, play within their standards, but make sure it aligns with yours. We can't sit around and tolerate certain things, but then be mad about it later on. See what the note's saying. But in saying the notes, I started to think about some of us have to tolerate certain things, but there's some things you don't have to tolerate. Because if you set your standard already and you from the beginning defined what legacy is to you, and you're building it in real time and living it, then that standard that you set, at some point you have to see and tell yourself like, all right, this is not aligning with what I'm trying to get to. This is somebody else's alignment. I know I can't leave this job right now. See, that's the problem. Some of us are stuck in certain situations, whether it be financially, whether it be because it's what we're supposed to do, because that's the next thing to do. You can remove yourself from a situation, but you got to have a plan. Everything is about a plan. If you plan it out right, it might take you 5 years to get out of that situation. It might take you 90 days. But you have to come up with a plan because that's what your standards dictate for yourself. You said that this is what I want in my life. This is what I'm going to chase after. So this is what the standard got to be now. Because this is the end result that I want. This is how I'm living my legacy in real time. It's a 20, 30, 40-year play. It's not a 2-year play. It might take 2 years to get out of one thing to set you up. That thing that you're in right now, it could be just you're there for a stepping stone to get to that next level that you want to get to. Small compromises that you do right now, they don't stay so small. Because you're going to keep compromising and chipping away at that standard of yours. Then you start normalizing something that you know, you feel it on the inside of you, that this is not aligned with my standard. What you overlook today becomes part of your life tomorrow. And then that could be your forever pattern. Standards are going to be shown through your behavior, not through your words. You set your own standards. And if I'm being real with myself, some of the things that's in my life right now, I know I'm accepting it. I'm accepting it because some way, somehow, it's aligning with what I'm trying to do. Does everything align with it? No. There's some things that I'm an adult and you got big bills. You got people relying on you. So you have to these are the small compromises that I'm willing to put up with in order to get to where I say I want to get to. That's the part of when you're setting your standards as well. It's knowing and willing to take certain compromises in order to get to the end result that you want. So do I accept certain things that don't align with my standards? Of course. We're human. We got bills. We're adults. For those of us that are right out of college trying to figure it out, these are the early years where you start setting your standards. But you got to go through life also. I didn't know what my standards were at 22. Those of us that could figure it out that early, cool. It took me years to figure out what it is that, what my definition of it is, how am I going to show up, what's my standards, what I'm willing to compromise, what I'm willing to tolerate. And then also having a wherewithal to know to sit back and I'm going in a different direction here. I feel as though I'm about to put myself in a situation where I'm going to be stuck. I'm not trying to get stuck here. This is the stuff that we got to sit and reflect on. You don't rise to what you want. You fall into what you accept. And once you start looking at your life through that lens, it forces a different kind of honesty. Because now it's not just about what you say you want. It's about your life you're actually showing. And that brings us into the life that we're actually living. Because there's a difference between the life that you talk about and the life that you're living every single day. right? Every day that you wake up, there's the reality of life, and then there's the intentional movements while you're in life, right? The reality of life is the things that you go through, the things that it is what it is. Like I said, when you're an adult with responsibilities, you have bills, you have this, you have that. Life is just gonna keep throwing stuff. But then there's the intentionality of certain things. How I'm gonna craft my day. What am I going to do to win and put me on path to get into where I'm trying to get to? Looking at the journal and be like, all right, these are the goals that I'm trying to get. These are the three mains. These are the subs. How am I blocking out my day to achieve these things? Where in my calendar do I see some pitfalls? Because I got to go and do this part in order to, take care of my responsibilities. But at the same time, now I got to get to the discipline part because I got to get to my goals. Because I already set the standards. I defined it. I know where I'm trying to get to. This is a stepping stone, or this doesn't align right now, but it's a means to an end. Even with that line, means to an end, I think a lot of us, we use that line and trap ourselves. It's a means to an end. When's the end? When's the actual end? Did you put that down in when you was developing your goals and you said, I want to do X, Y, and Z to get to this dream and vision that I'm chasing. But along the way, did we write in there the means to the ends part? And then when you wrote means to an end, what is the end? Your daily habits are going to reflect everything that you do in life 20 years down the line. The things that you're doing right now in your daily habits is going to affect that. What is the end to the means to the end? Is the end like you're just gonna keep doing this until we go meet our maker? The gap between your goals and your actions is very large sometimes. And when you say lines like it's just a means to an end, I'm using this as a stepping stone. Okay, but did you put that in your plan? This is a means to an end because I have to do this because I have responsibilities, but I'm going to do this along the way to make sure in 5 years that's my end to the means to the end, and I can move on. What is your routine actually producing for your life to get to that next step? When you're crafting your daily routines, are you waking up in a panic and then just running out? Because that's not a daily routine. You're just going with emotions at that point. You're not producing. If somebody was to look at your life right now, would they believe in what they say that you're building? I mean, if I was to be truthful and ask myself this right now, I would say some would say yes and some would say no. Because you got some people that believe that you're supposed to dive all the way in, head first. Well, I'm not trying to get concussions, y'all. I ain't going head first. I'm gonna look. If I'm on that, imagine you're on that diving board and somebody's like, "You gotta go head first." Wait, no, that looks crazy. Why can't I just go feet first? Put my arms across my chest, jump when I'm ready to jump, so I could get to where I'm getting to. Because when I go head first and I knock myself out and I'm dealing with concussions, what does that do for anybody? Now I'm not even at square one. I'm on a different path just to go around and get back up to the ladder to the top of the diving board so I could jump again. We just wasted a lot of time. That daily routine was not helping me. But I know what I'm trying to build right now, and my day-to-day life is yeah, my day-to-day life is building towards what I'm trying to do. There's things that I'm being more intentional now. And I think that's why I said some would say yes and some would say no. Because some are seeing the intentionality of how I'm moving now. Some would see the differences of what I'm doing on my day-to-day or my 90 days. You see differences. You see me leaning in more in certain circumstances because it's aligning with the standards that I've set, and it's going to put me on the path to get into where I'm trying to get to. Your daily life tells the truth, even when your words won't. So you could think that you're lying to somebody, but you're only really lying to yourself. Because your daily life is going to tell you the truth, even when your words won't. And once you really start to pay attention to that, you start to see something else about yourself. It's not just what we're doing, it's what we're reinforcing at the same time. And then it leads into something even deeper sometimes. The identity you're building through your actions. Because every action you repeat is reinforcing something about who you are. Your actions are shaping your identity day in and day out. Your integrity is being tested. Your identity is being shaped every day. The actions that you're doing, the way you show up, the routines that you're doing, the habits that you're putting in, your mindset on how you're looking at things through life. Are you a Debbie Downer in every situation? Now, granted, life is going to punch you in the goddamn mouth sometimes, and you just be, I do it. I'm like, man, I can't. These body blows, maybe I'm on the wrong pathway and all this other stuff. But you see what it is right there? We have a plan. And if we know life is going to be chaotic anyways, why let the situation beat us? I know we're human, we can get our big feels, but we have to check those emotions sometimes. Because we're realists, right? And we know life is going to throw stuff at us. We know it's not going to be easy. It's a chase. It's a marathon. If every time something goes wrong, we go into our Debbie Downer mode, that starts to shape your identity. It's going to knock you off your path. And I don't think you're going to recover from it because your mindset, like I said earlier at the top of this show, it dictates a lot of things. And then when going back to that chat room conversation, you start to realize why some people move the way they do when they look at things the way they look at it. You have 5 people in a chat room. 2 people see it one way, 3 people see it another. Other 2 are aligned and 1 is just on an island by themselves. It's the same exact thing. But because mindsets are different, 2 are looking at it motivationally, 2 are looking at it like you're just trying to show off because another person's on an island by himself. 2 think that they'll never be able to attain something like that. But my whole thing is, what makes you think you can't obtain it? I might just be Delulu and think that I could do it. But guess what? If I aim for that and fall short, I won. We've talked about this. If I aim for the highest point and I fall short, isn't it better than staying at the lowest point in the mindset that you was already at? That's still a better version of you. And shifting off to the mindset stuff, it's all about how we consistently show up as we shaping this identity of ours. Because consistency is going to build a self-image of you, how people see you and how you see you. Because when you stay consistent and you're rolling with this ball and it becomes a way of life, it's second nature. When I was in the military, we would do training, we would do these battle drills. Nonstop. You know why you do these things consistently and you stop and you refine it like, no, this is what you want to do? Because when the real thing happens, you done did it so much that your mind, your body just takes over. You don't even think about it anymore. And that's what your daily habits and routines are doing for you right now. There's certain things you just go with the motion. There's times where I know I'm supposed to be going in a certain direction. I go into autopilot mode and I see that I'm somewhere that I'm not supposed to be. I was like, oh damn, I'm not supposed to be going this way. Because it's a routine. It's habits that's building what we do. We're consistently doing the same exact thing. So our body, our minds, and everything's gonna keep. So what if you change a couple of things? Create a new habit, create new mindsets. But you have to have that internal dialogue with yourself to know that, okay, this is what I want to do. This is my standards. I'm going to consistently show up this way while I'm on this thing. The means to an end, this is the date that is going to stop right here. So what am I going to do consistently to set myself up to cross that finish line to the means to the end and go into a different part of life now? Our habits are going to confirm our beliefs. The stuff that we're doing on a day-to-day basis that become normalized to us while we're building this thing, while we're that's aligned with our standards, it's going to change your beliefs. Once your beliefs change, your mindset's going to be right along with it. You believe that you're going to make it to that end result, that goal that you're chasing. Based on how you've been showing up lately, who are you actually becoming right now? The way that you show up, who are you becoming right now? Are you becoming that version of you that you need to be for this journey? That's what you got to ask yourself. I would say in 2026, I started becoming that version of me. I'm working towards that version of me that I need to show up for so I could go on this journey. You don't become who you say you are. You become what you consistently do. And once you're who you're becoming, you start to realize something very important. You're not doing this in isolation. There's people around you. The environment that you're in, they play a way bigger role than you actually think. So let's shift to that for a quick second. We talk about the us, but we're I don't think we focused on the relationships and the growths that we're doing along the way. Because who's around you and who you're around and what you're exposed to every day, that has a direct impact on what you think, how you move, and how you even grow. Because the people around you, whether you like it or not, those people influence you, right, wrong, or indifferent. Your thought process, your mindset, goals that you want to set. I'm telling you right now, the people that's around me, some of them set the bar so damn high. It's like I feel like I'm always chasing, but it's okay. Because it motivates me. That's why they're in my circle. You would like to believe, like, if you look and take a hard look at the people that you're around, how they moving, how they interacting, what's their mindset? Do they want more, or are they okay with the standards? And there's no knock. You're not knocking the people in your circle by doing this. You're just taking an evaluation. Remember, I said everybody is a brand CEO, right? You're a CEO of your own personal brand. If major Fortune 500 companies sit back and they look at all their employees, whether they got millions or 10, you have to evaluate the employees, right? Why? You evaluate them because you're trying to see, does it still align with the company's standards? You see how it goes back to standards? Are they fulfilling what the company needs? So why are we not doing that in our personal brands, in our personal lives? The person that you knew in high school, are they still aligned with what you're trying to do? Why are they around? Out of sure loyalty? I'm not saying just cut the person off and don't be friends with these people no more. You're friends for a reason. It lasted for all these years for a reason, right? But maybe sometimes on this journey, in this pathway, you have to separate yourself a little bit. Because conversations that you're having is going to shape how you start thinking. This is why social media is such an amazing thing and such a dangerous thing at the same time, because you find a lot of people that think a lot like you, right? They're not challenging you. I like how they think right here. These are my people. And then we stop talking to the other people to challenge us because we want to stay comfortable in our thought processes. This aligns more with what I want in my life, so that's what I'm going to listen to. But I could learn something from the other side. I could learn something from these people over here. It's a mindset thing. I'm not saying you have to bring these people into your circle. Your circle is your circle. They influence your close relationships. But when you're trying to grow, you got to come out of comfort sometimes. And coming out of comfort sometimes means you have to step away from what your everyday norms are, what you're used to. It's not a bad thing. It's just it doesn't align with my standards right now. You're still a great person. I still want to hang out with you, but I'm on a journey right now. And right now I'm chasing this thing right here, and I want it so bad that I'm journaling it. And on this next 90-day, 100-day, 2 years, 5 years, that's the journey that I'm going to be on. You should come along with me. But if not, you have your vision, I have my vision. Your energy, the people that brings it. Let's take it back to that chat room. That energy could have derailed a lot of people by one person saying like, "Oh my God, you're just doing this to rub it in because you're of this level and this status, so you could do it, and you know we're not there." That could bleed into the rest of the people in that chat room, and now they're probably saying, "I was like, damn, yeah, that man, he is trying to do this, and that person's trying to do that, and now their energy is all messed up, and they was looking at it and probably motivationally also like, yo, why can't I do that?" That's somebody within my circle. I could touch them. I could reach out to them and find out like, hey, how did you get here? But some of us, we so in our comfort zone with our circles, and a lot of us keep our yes people around us. You're doing great. Are we? Are you doing great? You know what I mean? Like, really think about it. This is the great, and we're okay with this, and that's fine. I just want you to know what greatness to you is. Whatever it is, if you feel as though that's your greatness, by all means, I'm with you. But you know what? You know, energy, comfort, growth, your circle, man, they play a huge part on this journey with you. You gotta sit there and ask yourself: are the people around you pushing you to grow, or are they helping you stay comfortable? I said this line before: your circle will either stretch you or settle you. They're going to stretch you by meaning like they're going to keep pushing you. They're going to keep pushing you and they're going to stretch you so thin because they want greatness out of you. Or they're going to settle you. They're going to tell you, oh, you done great. Pat on the back. Yeah. Sit right here. Come on now. You don't go for that next level. What you mean? You go to that next level, you're going to leave me behind because I'm too scared to do it. I'm too afraid to do it. Can't be like that, man. And it's not just people. It's also what surrounds us every day. Because our environment speaks to us as well, even when nobody else does. I know a lot of people, to include myself, my workspace dictates my energy. I'm very meticulous about how I want things to be when I walk in. I could tell when somebody is in my space, my whole aura changes. Because it's my space, right? It messes with my mental, and then now my energy done shifted. My mindset is gonna be different. That 5-10 minutes could change the outcome of an entire day. That's why your physical space matters. The jobs that we're going to is going to dictate how the rest of your day is. We've talked about it before. You know, when people talk about working 9 to 5 and do the 5 to 9, and we all know how I feel about that. We don't take account of being life, traffic, all this other stuff. It's really 9 to 11. You know what I mean? If you're really thinking about it. If you're a parent, you got to put kids to bed, feed, all that other stuff. You know what I mean? This is why physical space matters. The rooms that you're walking into, the jobs that you're accepting. Does it align with your standards? Is it really just a stepping stone? And what is the end point to the means to the end? Because when you walk in there, are they taking your energy from you? To the point, so now when you leave that place, they done drained you so much, you don't have the mental capability, or the physical ability, or the creative juices to do what you need to do for you. That's the trap. That's why if we don't set our standards early enough, we're dealing with the environments that we put ourselves in because it's a means to an end, and we have real world responsibilities that we're not just tolerating or compromising a little bit. We're compromising a lot because now you're gonna blink. 5 years went by. 10 years went by, and now you done settle so much because you got used to accustomed to this situation that you're like, I can't leave now. 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. Dream, gone, erased because of the environment that you walked into, the way it consumes you, the way it affects your mindset, the way it drains you. Some of us, we walk into work environments or our spaces where it just makes us happy. Are you always going to be happy in every situation? Guys, entrepreneurs are not always happy. Nine to fivers are not always happy. Billionaires are not always happy. Millionaires are not happy. We're human. But we could dictate a lot that happens along the way to keep a semblance of our happiness. Because we know, well, this is part of the goal. This is the standard. This still aligns with my standards. I'm not being completely drained. Like, it's just a bad day. I had a bad day. We could adjust from bad days. We can't adjust from bad years. We can't adjust putting ourselves in situations where it's so far away from our standards and our alignments that we're giving up on everything else that we said that we wanted. Our daily routines are thrown off because you wake up in the morning dreading to go into this place that you want to be at, but knowing that, I'm a hybrid, so I got to get the entrepreneurial spirits, whatever. And entrepreneurs, guys, there's going to be that physical space that you're walking into is going to mess with your mental. It's going to break you down in ways that you never thought you're going to be broken down. But your mindset and your daily routines and habits is what's going to save you on those bad days. Because there's going to be a lot of bad days along this journey. You got to ask yourself, what is my environment reinforcing in me every single day? Because that environment that you're in, it's quietly shaping your standards day in and day out. We can't avoid that. Whether it's a good environment or a bad environment, it is shaping our standards every single day. It's shaping our daily routines. Our daily routines then become our habits, and it's gonna dictate how we consistently show up. When you combine your circle and your environment, there's something else that just shows up. Because at some point, you have to ask yourself, what am I going to continue to allow? Right? When our mindset is then shifted, when our environment is not where we really want it to be, and our circle is now, we're looking at our circle in a way where it's like, okay, how are we aligning with what I'm trying to do? You have to now sit and do that internal audit. What am I tolerating as I'm building this thing while I'm on this journey? You have to ask yourself that. I'm giving you the prompt question. What am I going to continue to allow? Because these patterns that are happening in our environments, within our circles, that's giving us that attaboy, and they're not stretching us, they're actually settling us. These are repeated patterns. That's now going to create excuses for you. When you get into attaboys and the adorations and all that stuff, you're doing great and all that, and the standards kind of line, and you saying things like it's a means to an end, your daily routine then shifted. Now you're creating new patterns and habits for yourself. The excuses start to build up on why you're not going on the journey that you said that you wanted to go through those years ago, the 90 days ago. You even stopped opening up the journal. You stopped opening up the book and the timelines and going to the calendars and seeing, how am I working towards my end goal, my end result? Some of us just lack boundaries along the way because our standards were never set. I talk about time as one of our most expensive commodities. And some of us, we go into these 9 to 5s, we have to realize that they put a cap on what you're worth, what your time is worth, not what you're worth, what your time is worth. So set the boundaries. We allow the work to consume us so much that we don't set boundaries because we think that if we allow this to keep happening and we're chasing, we're going to get the promotions, we're going to get the attaboys, we're going to get all it's doing is you're setting a new standard and a new pattern. So now when they're reaching out at 8 o'clock or on the weekends and all that other stuff, you set that standard. They didn't. They told you it's from 9 to 5 or not 10 to 6, whatever the cap was. But yet you now, I'm not saying don't work past that, but know what you're doing as you're doing it. If you're sending out emails at 8 o'clock at night, if you're taking phone calls on a Saturday for those that are not in industries that work on weekends, you set a standard. So now when they do it, you didn't put no boundaries for them. But they can jump those boundaries because everybody's always going to look to try to get more out of certain situations. I know I value your time at this, but I'm going to try to stretch it. Let me see if I can get a couple more hours of your time for free. Because that's what it is. It's for free. You told me my value time is worth X for these hours. So why are you taking my other time and not compensating me for it? You're doing it for free because you didn't set no boundaries. I'm a firm believer in component. 4:30, I'm shutting it down. That's a tomorrow problem. Because I know I got other things I got to start doing. And when I say 4:30, I'm shutting it down, it's because I want to wrap up and plan for the next day. Okay, these are the tasks that I need to get done based off of how today went. And then when I come in tomorrow, at the time that you guys told me that I need to be here, that's why it's a tomorrow problem. Because I need that time to decompress from what happened throughout the day. Because I'm setting my boundaries. That's a tomorrow problem. Nobody, I say people all the time, I'm from the military. Decisions we made in the military, somebody could lose their life. Decisions that we're making today is not life-threatening. That's a tomorrow problem. Because I have other goals and aspirations, and there's a means to an end. There is an end date. There is an end date. Because I set out and I know, okay, this is a stepping stone. I need this in order to accomplish this along the way. Because I have responsibilities. I'm not dumb. I'm going to get out of my comfort zone and go do this. But then I know I need to shut it out this time because I have all this other stuff that I got to get done. I'm a parent. I'm a husband. I'm a brother. I'm a friend. I'm all this other stuff. So everything is pulling at me. But I know I still got this thing. So I got this dedicated time here. But what I'm not going to be doing is at 7, 8 o'clock dealing with your problems. Because now I just gave you 3 free hours of my valuable time. Actually, I'm not going to beat that dead horse because I don't want somebody walking to their job talking about that's a tomorrow problem after they done set some standards. If you set the standards, the standards, the standards. Now you got to recreate new standards. Create your own new boundaries. It's going to be hard because you already done gave them that lane where they could get free hours out of you. And for those of us that are on salary, come on now. It's a ploy. Break down your salary on how many hours they told you that they hired you to do the work. Stop giving away free time. If you're on this journey to chase something else, now if you're in your dream career and all that stuff, that this has nothing to do with you. You're happy. This is where you want it to be. You're working on that next promotion, so that's part of those extra hours that you're giving away is there's a goal to that. So I don't want you to think that there's differences to this. You're in the path. You're in the career field that you want to be at. You're chasing after that promotion. That's your journey. So giving those extra hours is just like the hybrid entrepreneur that goes home and now give those hours away, or the entrepreneur that the store closed at this time, but they're still up to midnight, 1 in the morning because they have to do it. That's the career path that we chose. I'm not saying don't give away free hours, but know what you're giving the free hours to, and does it align with the standards that you set for yourself? Is it part of the journey? Is it part of the means to the end? I know I've tolerated some stuff along the way, but I've set my boundaries also. There's certain things in life we got to set boundaries to. We can't just go willy-nilly with it because that's how we're going to get lost. It's already too chaotic as it is in this journey for us to get lost along the way. So ask yourself today, what are you tolerating consistently? Because that's what's going to become part of your permanent life. Giving away that free time, let me tell you, you start giving away now, before you know it, 20 years done went by and you did not get anything that you wanted to do for you. You're in that job, not even your career. And once you start getting intentional about what you allow, who you're around, and what your environment looks like, that's when the next level becomes even clearer. It's not about you anymore. It's about how you build with others. We've talked about this. It's not just a take situation. You have to you're giving away some things also. Because at some point your building is going to involve other people. I say it all the time. I don't believe in self-made as just you by yourself. The self-made part is the vision that you designed. But along the way, you had to get people to come along with you. You chose those people. How you communicate and how you handle challenges is going to determine how far you're actually going to go on this journey. Who you're choosing to build with. Because not everybody is meant to build with you. Key line there. Not everybody is meant to build with you. Some people are there for just the beginning portion of it. That don't mean they're going to stay there forever. And you can't take it personal when they're ready to move on to go do their own things also. Yes, you might have shared some values in the beginning. You had some sort of trust, but along this journey, it stretched a little bit. This person's vision became something different and y'all are just not aligning now. That's not a bad thing. In life, there's this line that says everybody comes into your life for a reason or a season. Not everybody's meant to stay forever. So why don't we operate this journey while we're on this journey? Why don't we just keep that same mindset? Not everybody on this journey is going to fit the direction that you're going into. Some of them are there to just give you the gem that you need. Some of them are there to just literally test you. Test to see how much you really want this thing. Test to see how much you're really going to apply that pressure to get to where you're trying to get to. You can't be overconfident while you're in this thing, setting your standards in alignment. The group that you put around you while you're building this thing, whether it be within your circle or you bring an external help in, they might just be there for a reason or a season. Because in the beginning, a lot of people align with things, but when it gets hard, some people start to disappear on you, and it's okay. That's fine. Some people are there to sabotage. Because in the sabotage, we're gonna learn from that. I've been in situations where I tried to build something in a line, and along the way, it started great, and along the way, it started changing, and it didn't align with my standards. So, did we continue to just keep tolerating the situation? Did we just keep doing the same things every day and creating new patterns, knowing that we're not happy with what's going on? It's not aligning with what we envision and all that stuff. Or do you remove yourself out? Sometimes we just have to remove ourselves or remove other people. Are you building with people who align with what they say you're going? Or are you just going with people that are available to you? Which is a massive pitfall. I think a lot of us sometimes it's you know, especially the entrepreneurial route, you're trying to find the cheapest way to get this thing up and going. So you go and align yourself with people that are just available, but they don't fit. Or maybe they fit, but just for a brief period in time, and now you got to move on to the next. The right people don't just support your vision, they align with your vision. Keep that in mind while you're on this journey. They don't just support it, they align with it. If they are taking in this alignment that they're on, if they take it to heart just as much as you do, they're aligned with your vision. They see it clearly just as you do. Those are the people that you want around you. And that doesn't mean they're going to stay forever. They might outgrow you. You might outgrow them. The vision might have been as clear as day for this portion, but then it evolved into something else. And now it's going a different direction. And they don't feel as though that's the direction they want to go to. And that's okay. But you can't be so quick to just align yourself with the people because they're just around you. Sometimes you're just going to have to go get the right people. Because the people that's around you, LeBron is by far one of the best examples of this. Sometimes the people around you, they need to go get educated first. Make sure that your people know that when they come back here, they're fully ready to go and capable to replace the people that's around me, and we're taking off with this thing. I'm not just gonna fucking hire you just because we're boys and we're friends and all that stuff. No, I want you part of this journey with me because I trust you already. But I need you to go out there, go learn this, go figure out this stuff, and then now bring it back. Let's take 4 or 5 years. Let's everybody go learn their lanes, their crafts, and all that other stuff, and then come back. And now we're gonna dominate this thing together. Keep it in house, in family. Now those are people that's not just supporting your vision; they align with it. And then now their vision is even clearer because they're aligned with your vision. Everybody's standing on their own. But we know what the machine is. The machine is here. That's the main vision. Keep the main thing the main thing. Because we're all gonna eat. We're all gonna eat. And I'm not gonna say down here, we're all gonna eat. We're all eating. Because we're all moving. We're standing right here in lockstep with the machine. And once you're building with the right people, you have to know how to communicate. Communication becomes everything. You have to be able to tell. You think it's an easy thing to tell somebody that's within your circle, like, yeah, I'm gonna go hire these folks because right now I don't feel as though you're ready. I need you to go out there and go show me that you really want this shit. Two, go get educated in it. Go make your connections. Go build up your reputation, and then come back. You show me these things, then I'm rocking with you. Me, you to the end. They got 5 people winning. Boys winning. $1 billion. Multi-million-dollar deals. Everybody in their own right. Feeding the machine and feeding themselves. Because I didn't want to just put you on. I want you to go earn it at the same time. This is a business. We could be friends. We'll hang out. When I have free time, that's when I'll give you some of my time. But this thing that I'm chasing, this greatness that I'm chasing, I need greatness around me. Because I have to focus on this part, so I need everybody around me to be focusing on the other parts. Because I defined what my legacy is a long time ago. I've been shaping it, I've been aligning it, I've been setting my standards. I put my boundaries on where I need to put my boundaries. I need my team to be out there doing what they need to do while I focus on the main thing that made this engine go. Greatest plan I've ever seen. Hove, same way. Built with people that was around him in his inner circle. Some stayed, some lasted, some didn't. But everybody stood on their own. But if we're not communicating, that's when things are going to fall apart. Because things don't fall apart from lack of effort. They're going to fall apart from lack of clarity of the vision. It starts with you. What is the vision for them to align for them to align with? Clear communications is going to create the consistency that you need. Ask yourself, when you're building this team and this circle around you, do I communicate clearly? Or do I understand? Do I assume that people understand me? I walked into that situation not too long ago at the job. I had the big picture vision, and I just would say something, and then I started assuming that people understood what I was trying to get across. Wrong answer. It created way bigger problems, and it broke down trust by assuming certain things. Now, as the one on top, the leader, you now got to check your ego and be like, I fucked up here. I assumed that people understood what I was trying to get across. So now I have to be more clear and concise, because I can't hold it against y'all. I can't hold it against y'all. Because I assume that you understood this thing, and I'm hoping and wishing that everybody has the same type of mentality and work ethic as me towards the vision that I'm trying to get across. No, wrong answer. That's not how leaders lead. That's not how you communicate. Clarity builds trust. Assumptions is going to break it every single time. And even with the right people and good communication, there's still going to be moments that test everything under the sun. But what are you going to do when that alignment gets tested? Because pressure reveals what alignment really looks like. When you're having these disagreements, when you have different expectations that are now competing with each other in the stressful moments, are you able to do conflict resolution? Are you staying aligned when the pressure builds up? Because it's gonna build. It's gonna be chaotic. We've already established this. This journey is not gonna be easy. When things get difficult, do you lean into your communication skills, or do you just pull back? Alignment isn't proven when things are easy. It's proven when things are not, when they're chaotic as fuck. That's when you want to see the true leader step up, the alignment with the vision, the standards that you set. Went through a lot. Let's start to wrap this up. Because when you really look at everything we talked about today, it all comes back to something simple. Your life is not random. It's being shaped every single day by what you accept, what you repeat, and by how you choose to show up day in and day out. We started with our standards, understanding that it's not just about what you say you want, it's about what you allow. Because what you accept becomes your reality. Then we talked about how about the life you're actually living. And being honest about the fact that your daily habits, your routines, your actions, those tell the story of who you really are. Because your life will always reflect what you repeat. Then we went even deeper into this situation, into what you're becoming through all of this. Realizing every action, every decision, every pattern, and shaping our identity in real time. That's why it's called a journey, guys. Then we stepped outside of that and looked at our circle, our environment, things that we're tolerating. The people that are around you probably dictate your life more than you dictate your life. What exposes you every single day, whether it pushes you forward or it pulls you back? Are we keeping exactly where we are? Staying the same, going with the status quo. It's the means to an end. Using the same cliche lines to justify where you are right now. And then we went into what we're building with others. Understanding that not everybody is meant to build with you. But they're not. For a reason or a season. Communication actually really matters. And that's when the real alignment shows up. We cannot sit here and assume that people understand our vision. It's your vision. You see it clear as day. And even with you seeing it clear as day, we know that's going to evolve. So what makes you think that the people around you are not going to evolve along the way? And they might just be there for different phases of your vision. Then when you start to put all that together, you start to see the full picture. This isn't about one moment. It isn't about one decision. This is about how you live every single day. So when you think about those questions that we talked about throughout this whole process, what are you allowing? If it doesn't fit with what you say that you're becoming, does your daily life actually reflect what you say that you want? Are the people around you actually helping you to grow, or are they helping you stay comfortable in the situation that you're in? When things get uncomfortable, are you leaning into the communication piece, or are you just pulling back? But most importantly, who are you becoming through it all? Because here's the good part. Once you actually do become aware of it, you've removed your ego out of the situation, you did the self-reflections, and you started thinking about this, and you asked the right questions, you can change it. That's the beauty of it all. You can change it. You can adjust your habits. You could change your environment. You could choose to communicate better. You can start to build something so amazing, so dope that aligns with everything that you said that you wanted it to be. Because the life that you said that you want wasn't and isn't built someday. It's built now, and how you show up today. Now. We have to do it now. It's not built someday. That wasn't the plan. It was never the plan. Our mindset, our habits, the way we communicate, the people that's around us, the environments that we place ourselves in, that's dictating it. That's dictating it. It's going to dictate our routine. It's going to dictate our mindset. It's going to change the concept of how the whole day is going to go. If this episode gave you something to think about, go ahead and subscribe to Dear Legacy. Drop a comment, follow us on social media. But most of all, share with somebody that's building a legacy in real time. It's your boy, Kevin B. The Brand, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace. Take this journey with me. Let's define it. Let's build it. Let's live it together.